Alright, so this is Replay Tie 13 with the Let's Play of Super Mario RPG. As you can see, it's a pretty full list right now, so I'm just going to delete one. I'm going to put in my full name, my actual name. Anyway, this is sort of kind of blind. I've played through this mostly, I just haven't completed the last section of the game. This is pretty much the intro. It's the same thing as always. But I'm not very good at voice acting, so you're not going to see much voice acting. Plus, for a lot of people, some people think that voice acting is kind of annoying in games such as this. So, I'm just gonna leave the game to do all the talking for you. Sound effect wise, I mean. Anyway, I'm kind of surprised at the new time limit that they put on YouTube, so this is gonna be a 15-minute long video. And I'm currently projecting this on just, sure, I'm broadcasting it and I'm watching it on my computer screen, but I have it playing on TV also, so not as laggy as the PC. So, as you can see, the first enemies that you fight are terrapins. They are, they have one, I think two attack, I think. And, they do only 1 damage per hit. They miss 1 out of 4 times, and they do 0 HP 1 out of 3 times. So it's only a specification of, this, I think you can just call my, my counting up a guess. This is, pretty much a video series for, a series of website that I found. It's brand new. Well, actually, it's not brand new. It's a couple years old, but it's a huge website. It has a walkthrough. And it's, it pretty much has a lot of statistics. It has a lot of the HP count and everything. So what you need to do here is not attack Bowser. You need to attack the King Link behind him, because Bowser has limited HP. Well, actually, no, he doesn't. He has like I think 1,000 HP or something. If you were to put this game on an emulator and hack it, then you would be able to probably take him down, but the game would crash, because that's not technically how you're supposed to defeat him. This is the introduction battle. I mean, you don't get the experience for the first 2-3 battles that you do at the beginning here. And, pretty much a lot of people think that this game is a bit overrated because it's technically a Mario game, an RPG and everything. Well, it's supposed to be not as huge as it's supposed to be, but I think that it's supposed to be huge because it's kind of one of those obscure games that even I didn't know about. Like, the first time I heard of it, I was downloading a song off of YouTube, like a Mario song, because apparently Rainbow Road was kind of like a lullaby song or something for me. And I found this, Bowser battle playing, and I downloaded it and I listened to it completely, and I thought, I never heard of this Mario RPG game, so I emulated it for like 5 minutes. I thought it was a bit boring, and I got the game on the console, and it was amazing. I mean, I didn't believe that this was actually a game for the first time, and I actually like it. The storyline's not so huge and everything, so it just means that there's going to be a bit more of a there's going to be a lot of tie-ins and everything too. Well, the fact is that Nintendo and Square Enix never do a lot of collaboration games except for this game and probably a couple other games I don't know about. But the first game I owned that was a collaboration with Square Enix was Mario Hoops 3-on-3, and it was the first game I have ever heard of that was a Nintendo and Square Enix collaboration, and it was pretty major because that was the first game I played for that was a Nintendo and Square Enix collaboration. Then I just recently found out, like a year ago, that they had made a game, like that they had made this game, and I went to the website. I'll get the link to you in the description, or maybe in annotations, but it's a website that I found out a lot of the statistics and the health and everything. I might add a few things here and there to this Let's Play. Like later I'll add keynotes. Now, the first thing that people might not notice is that if you click A on the mushroom, then you'll go to sleep and your HP and MP will restore, or FP will restore, and people don't know that because this is like the only time they ever go to Mushroom House, but the thing is that if you go there, then you'll be able to restore your HP, and it'll be a whole lot easier to do since it's free, and you can go back to the pipe house instead of going to the hotels and having to pay money. You can just go back to the pipe house and you can restore everything. So the major part of the most major part of this game is this section, because you find out like one of the main bosses of this game, a smithy gang, which consists of 7 or 8 bosses that are consistent of the final boss smithy, but I'll get to that later when we deal with them at the end. Now, most people don't know the difference between the emulated version and this version. The emulated version has much different sound effects. Like, instead of the Bowser cackle in this game, the emulation is much more inconsistent. It's like broken, and it's a whole lot more difficult. So the one thing that the developers thought of is pretty much the body acting in this game, which is something that a lot of people haven't seen in a Square Enix or Nintendo game, and it was pretty huge. So I'll save a few times here and there. I'll save only probably once or twice in a single episode, but I'm just going to save here because I don't want to have to start over from a very long cutscene. Alright, so if you're new to this game, you can actually choose the yes button on this, but I already know how to, and if you want more mushrooms, then you can click the of course I do. Then he'll give you mushrooms. He'll give you 3 extra mushrooms, and this will help you. Now, this is going to be the normal grind piece, but I do know a little glitch here and there for battle. Well, actually, it's not a glitch, it's more of a trick. You just keep on clicking yes, and then once the Gooba just walks away, the Toad's just going to run. He'll give you the 3 extra mushrooms, so you'll have 4 mushrooms to start with. And he only bumped off 1 HP from your account, so it won't do a lot of good if you use your if you use your mushroom now. So technically a lot of people ask why timed hits are in this game. It's because a lot of RPGs back in the day did not have timed hits. This is like probably one of the first games, and feel free to correct me on that. This is one of the first games to have a timed hit in the game, which timed hits work on everything. Now, normally I'll grind here and there. Now, you see, a lot of enemies have critical hits. And the first enemies in this game, which are the Goomba and the Koopa Troopa, are critical hits to the jump attack. And that's what makes it really good to use on these. Although it's a waste of FP, it's a good idea to use them on Koopas. Now, you can keep on saving the Toad here. Keep on saving the Toad here, and it gives you, like, syrup, which will restore your FP, and it'll give you more mushrooms. I think he gives you a pick-me-up a little bit later. I'm not sure. But, especially in the end, you'll obtain your first weapon, which is which I'll show you later. Okay, so he gives you a honey syrup at the start, and enemies will randomly spawn in that area that he just ran by, so you gotta remember that. And enemies in this game actually have a random counter, which allows them to drop specific items like HP max or once again I think it's called, and that allows you to attack again, which is kind of like the lucky hit badge or something. So you'll keep on getting HP maxes from the Goombas, which is a good thing, because for like some of the new people in this game, you'll constantly be getting hit. So it's a good idea for them to have HP max on just one type of enemy. Now this, you can just keep on doing that, and if you're jumping in one direction, then you can actually use that. It's a good thing. You can defeat most of the enemies, and there's a bit of an Easter egg where you spin around for like 10 seconds or something, and I'll show you a bit later. It's pretty funny, but there's a lot of Easter eggs in this game, which just shows Mario spinning out and getting dizzy and fainting. It's all pretty funny. It's all context. Now, this is one of those critical hit enemies that I was talking about. You just use the jump on them, and instead of doing like 10 HP, you do 82. Which is massive. That's because, you know, Koopas are normally killed by getting hit with a jump-based attack, which is always in every single game. Okay, so that's a honey syrup or something. I don't remember. So the trick here is to just jump on. So this is probably one of the more massive pieces. If you press X just as the item disappears, you can actually get it back every like 1 in 3. Once every 3 times you can get your item back. And you get level ups, but you're not going to get a level up here. You get a level up after the first mini boss. The flower tab. This is actually a pretty good thing. And that item box that we just hit is also a flower tab. If you use these, it'll up your flowers, which is your FP, to add up to 1. You get flower boxes, flowers, everything. And there's another, I don't know what that is, I don't remember anymore. It's another mushroom. Alright, so just to avoid the enemies here, well, I couldn't avoid that. This is one of those enemies that you can't jump on, the spiky. So you just jump on the Sky Troopa, and then you defeat the spiky like you would normally another enemy, just by punching it. This has a bit more HP than the other enemies have, so it's a good idea to just punch them. And that pretty much does it. This is Replay Ty 13, and in the next episode we'll take on the first mini-boss. Have a good day.